What's up? Black men must escape poverty through creativity and hard work. You are a black man trying to self improve and gain a grounded identity. I have a deep dive guide from all the things of learning who to look up to in black history, eating healthier, becoming more financially literate, having a more calisthenics based workout, and also learning to come together with black men on a daily basis to self improve and gain that grounded identity so that y'all can improve as a community, but you as a black man can improve as an individual and be the strongest version of yourself. I have to internalize that. You have to internalize that. My guide will get us to internalize that to be the strongest version of yourselves. The link for that will be in the bio section of my YouTube channel. Click on my channel, click on that link, and internalize that, because at this point we need every black man to internalize being the strongest version of themselves through self-improvement and gaining that grounded identity. Now, when we look at creativity and we look at hard work, I'm not one of these guys that tries to separate the two all the time. But there are many black men who think pure hard work will get them to making more money, will get them the life that they want. They think that that's a marker of a person that's getting stuff done because they working real hard. No, it's about how much creativity you're putting out. It's about how hard can you work while still utilizing your creativity. And I think that that's what we have to understand with a lot of black men. Even with me when I was younger, I would see my dad constantly go to work all the time. He would constantly be, getting paid and making money. And my dad put that in me to like make sure I always trying to stay consistent, keep a job, stay stable, right? But as I get older, I understood that the people who made the most money in life and they had the most for themselves and had the most time for themselves is the people who created value and then they sold the value that they created, you know, or they had a skill. But even that takes creativity because it takes you being in tune with something, with who you are to a degree, right? And so one thing I had to understand is to never neglect my creativity as a man. Because when you do that, that's when you take yourself out of a place where you're being a person that's in control of yourself and a person that's creating for yourself. Right? Because you don't want to be a person where somebody else is creating for you. That's just like you getting a job and then the owner of the company getting $1 million, he getting paid $1 million a year. While he giving you crumbs and pennies, you getting paid $12, $13 an hour. You get what I'm saying? When you can work for yourself and make a unlimited amount of money, right? Like I said, I'm not trying to make this an entrepreneur thing, but I'm trying to uh put us in the mentality where we use our mind to make money, not just our arms and our labor and our bodies. Use your mind to make money. Use your mind to get out of poverty. Don't just use your body and your labor just to work all day so you can have enough to go back to work again, so you can have enough and then you have to go back to work again. No, right? And it's not about going to work or not going to work. This is about using your mind to make money. That's the thing that I'm trying to emphasize, because for so long I thought that that wasn't possible. I thought that that wasn't realistic. I thought it was just go and get a job, go to college, and then get a job. I thought it was just a labor and employment and workforce. For the longest time growing up, that's all I thought I was gonna be able to do, right? And it wasn't until I opened my mind up to the possibilities of how you can make money. And most people make money from up here. The people who really are rich and wealthy, they made money from up here. They created something. They were an entrepreneur, you know. And those are the people who are owning things, controlling things. They really have more power in society, because they're not working for somebody. That college graduate who went to Yale or Harvard, they're working for that person now. You get what I'm saying? They're working for that entrepreneur who just created something, and now he got people working under him who may even be more qualified. You get what I'm saying? And that's just a testament to show that it's not about qualifications. It's not about where you went to school. It's not about how many degrees you got. It's just about how much are you going to be able to think for yourself. And guess what? A lot of times school don't teach you to think for yourself. School truly teaches you to follow directions, to do what you're told. Even when you look at the classroom, raise your hand if you want to go to the bathroom. If you got a question, you got to raise your hand and ask me. And it's very it's this structure of You don't do nothing unless I tell you to do something, right? So it's so much structure. It tries to take away from you thinking for yourself. And I'm not against structure, but what I'm against is so much structure where you're brainless and you're just a puppy to them. You just got to do what you're told and that's it. No. And that's gonna hurt you when it comes to real life, because when it comes to real life, you can work with people. You do what you want to do. You have to be in a place where you have to think for yourself, and school doesn't teach you that all the time. And this video isn't purely about school either. This is just about the structures of how they want us to make money. And a lot of times they want us to make money just through workforce and being an employee, right? And what I'm saying is you can be an employee, and there's nothing wrong with being an employee, but understand that those higher levels of success and wealth and financial freedom come from when you use your mind. That's where it really comes from. And that's something I had to understand, but you can't your environment will tell you, oh, that ain't realistic. You can't do that. Yeah, that's too much. You can't. Well, no, that ain't right. You can't do that. That's you think you finna get rich quick, huh? You get what I'm saying? Your environment will put that into you. And my environment put that into me as well. A lot of these older aunties and grandmas and even my dad, they put that into you. Where you can't do that. You can just get up and you can just go to work. Because that's all they ever did. And that's what they gave up on themselves at some point. Or they never even tried. You get what I'm saying? So that's the mentality. And I'm not sitting here saying none of this stuff is get rich quick. Nothing is gonna be just easy, right? Being a creator, creating from your mind is actually something that's gonna be a lot harder, because you have to create something. You have to make something. Nobody didn't make nothing for you, and you gotta work for what they made for you. You gotta create something for you. You gotta create from yourself. And I think that's the thing that we have to understand. And I think nowadays it's backwards. It's way more backward. And right now we benefit. A lot of us work for people that are is white companies and in a white organization or a Chinese organization. That's what you see a lot of black people work under. One thing I want to see more of is ownership. When have we ever seen we rarely see a black man who own a factory or a warehouse and it's full of black people in there, they working, and they're getting paid how they should be getting paid, right? So this is not about just creativity or hard work, but it's about being in a place where you're in control, and it's you for your people, and you created something for your people, and your people are hardworking and they're creators as well, because it's a deeper level understanding you have to have when you want sovereignty, and that requires hard work. That requires creativity. And every black man, if you really want to be successful and have the life that you want, don't neglect using your mind. Don't neglect doing what you really want to do and staying in tune with who you are. So that's pretty much all I got to say. Peace out.